so I just need to put the clicky in because I forgot. Thank you very, very much for having me here. My goodness. Really been quite excited about today. And if it wasn't for you guys and how supportive and everything that you are to people like me coming into the industry, I wouldn't have been here. So thank you again. Information security is an exciting and rapidly expanding industry, and so I'm here to talk about why InfoSec needs rookies like us. And it's not going to work. There we go. I'm willing to bet that every one of you probably realized that getting into cybersecurity around about now means that we are more or less guaranteed lifetime job security. According to John McAfee, there are 2 job openings for every qualified candidate. And I read somewhere just recently that within the UK and Ireland, that statistic is 3 to 1. Cybersecurity Ventures predicts that there will be 3.5 million unfilled cybersecurity positions globally by 2021. I should say that I am not a careers advisor or a recruiter, so I'm not looking for someone who's got 5 years experience in technology that's only been around 24 months, and I'm not looking for someone who has experience working with GDPR for 10 years so that you can hear me out. I am going to pluck out a few of the issues that I do see. I think that was one of them, and I'm going to do my best to offer up some food for thought on the subject. But I want to start with a question that Mike Johnson from Lyft asked his LinkedIn network last week. You may have actually seen it. It was quite a popular post. He asked, with the growing amount of automation tools in our industry, what do the new entry-level jobs look like? Where and how do we get more people into security and increase skills? As I said, it was a very popular post, but I'm just going to pick out some of the things that some of the key takeaways that I got from this. A lot of people argued that despite increasing automation, routes are unlikely to change that much. SOC will continue to be a popular way in, and current IT roles can transition into security roles. So a network engineer, for example, will become could become a network security engineer, and a software developer, a AppSec engineer. Some people argued that we need to take a less siloed approach. So every IT position is also a cybersecurity position. Every IT worker or every technology worker needs to be involved in protecting and defending apps, data, devices, infrastructure, and people. I picked out these 2 sentences as well from comments by Timothy Scher and Fernando Certo. They say that we need to recognize that there isn't any one way to get into this field and to take a chance on those that want to. And that curiosity is the main ingredient for a successful career in security. I absolutely could not agree more. But if Tim and Fernando are right, then why do we insist on recruiting only technically competent and highly experienced people, when in fact we need to bring in and train up young, bright individuals who can also bring different skill sets? Walking the InfoSec floor yesterday, it was obvious to me that our industry needs considerable help from marketing. We need more diverse skills. Of course, we absolutely need people with technical competencies, but we also need people who understand business. People who can align security needs with their company's objectives and their industry needs. There are others outside of our bubble, this bubble, who understand and care about how other business areas interact with technology, processes, and policies. according to Burning Glass, positions calling for financial skills are the hardest to fill cybersecurity jobs, or cybersecurity roles, I should say. There is a skills gap for workers who meet these hybrid requirements because finance, so such as accounting or knowledge about specific regulations, and IT skills are rarely trained for together. And like me, there are a number of people, I can see a few here actually, who are working within information security who may not actually be from an IT background. Because I believe the reason I'm here is because I am able to apply and transfer my commercial experience from before, my communication skills, my soft skills, if you want to call them that, into this new and expanding market. So we have a skills shortage, but it's not necessarily or not only a cyber skills that we actually lack. And we also have a gender diversity problem as well. Cybersecurity is an excellent example of a profession that needs to address the gender gap. Globally, men are 4 times more likely to hold C and executive level positions and 9 times more likely to hold managerial positions than women are. And because in case you hadn't noticed, there aren't that many of us here. Only 11% of positions are held by women, and within Europe that number drops to 7%. There is another problem as well. The average age of information security profession is 42. The world needs more cybersecurity professionals, but not enough young people are getting into the field. In fact, only 13% of us are aged between 30 and 34, and only 7% under the age of 29. So other than political and moral reasons, there are other excellent arguments for diversity. Our own studies at Culture show that the strongest security cultures are not necessarily found within existing management or even the IT or security teams. Male-dominated groups of employees tend to have weaker security culture and display far riskier behavior than those groups with a gender balance. And I drift a little bit because primarily our job as, or our role as cybersecurity professionals are to find the ways to minimize risk, to advise senior management on what we need to be able to better do that. If cybersecurity is going to be accepted and adopted by the rest of our business as positively as other departments like sales, marketing, and payroll are, then we need to find more effective and better ways to communicate. Other business areas need to understand that done right, security does not have to be a hindrance or a hurdle. In fact, it is a business opportunity. So stakeholder management is not only essential, but it's a skill that is seriously under-recognized as vital within IT and security. The good news is that this second potential resource pool may already exist internally with well-developed communication skills, specific industry knowledge, and potentially business acumen. People from sales, marketing, HR, just a few examples, but these departments can bring qualities and skill sets that can complement those of the typical IT or security professional, as well as improve age and gender diversity. So my advice for recruiters and employers, with many existing professionals being spoilt for choice when deciding to switch jobs, how can we attract and retain staff? We all need to feel valued, and we need to know that the difference that we make through our work is being noticed and appreciated. So as salaries rise to attract new employees, also ensure that existing employees receive matching financial compensation. Create career advancement paths for qualified candidates, and engage employees in decision-making. I mentioned that we need to match job descriptions to the knowledge, skills, and abilities the role requires. But a ISC squared study revealed that employees with higher levels of access to sponsorship felt the most valued in their organization. Those that have been mentored, sponsored, and offered participation in leadership development programs not only have higher levels of job satisfaction, and they're also more likely to be successful. So I just want to say thank you very much to my mentors and sponsors out there as well. Another point is education. So allow people to take courses, gain certifications, and go to conferences. Just 30% of employers, invest in their employees' educational development by paying for on-the-job training. The cybersecurity field is evolving rapidly. Security workers need ongoing training to keep their skills up to date and relevant. And let's be honest, candidates are far more likely to stay in a job or get into a job with companies who are willing to invest in training and education. And finally, tap those underserved talent pools. If employers are serious about increasing diversity, they should be working on expanding the talent pipeline. Identify candidates from other fields who can quickly adapt to the cybersecurity profession and step up recruitment efforts within demographics that traditionally have been underserved for our industry. So millennials and women I'm thinking of right now. But tapping into these sizable talent pools could help reduce the skills shortage. I'm running out of time, but I was going to share lots of stats about how men and women actually are very, very similar. So they share the same workplace values, priorities and aspirations, and a lot of their views about what they want from a job in our role are very, very similar. People who have been mentored, sponsored, and offered participation in leadership developments have a much higher level of job satisfaction. So with this in mind, employers looking to recruit cybersecurity workers needn't have a separate message for men and women, since we want the same things. But considering the underrepresentation of female workers in our field, employers and recruiters should probably put some more effort into hiring women and making us all feel valued. We need to do more to help elevate the priority of our industry and be better at selling the benefits of a career within information security. This means that we need to extend our network and influence beyond this, and it is incredibly warm and comfortable and tight-knit community, but we need to go out there a bit more and sell the benefits of our career. In the short term, employers can make progress by adjusting hiring expectations, investing in education, because these things help not only keep their skills up to date, but they help us to feel motivated and curious and interested and engaged. And of course, finally, we need to tap into those underserved talent pools. One other thought I'd like to leave you with, and that is we need to look to companies who are adopting security culture as a business strategy and ask ourselves, how can we replicate that success? I said earlier that every technology worker needs to be involved in protecting and defending our organization. But perhaps what I should have said is that every worker needs to be involved. If we are to create a security culture where every worker is responsible, every worker needs to be involved. And we need to open our doors to people from other fields. Thank you very much. Yes, do you have any questions? Are there any questions? Okay, you need to speak up. I'm really hard of hearing.
Hi, I'm a non-grad, and I found it very hard to enter the industry as a non-grad. I think you highlighted there with the hiring expectations. do you feel that's something that can really be addressed? So if you try and get through the HR file with a non-grad, it's really difficult for being able to consultancies and people like that.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that the fact that you're here at this event today, and that I would imagine, and you're talking to me and you're asking questions and you're getting involved by learning more about and building your network within security, it will help open up doors. We are, as I said, incredibly, maybe I should have mentioned this before, but I joined this industry less than 18 months ago. I've never worked in IT or security before, and I have basically a sales and development business development or marketing background. And I am very, very lucky that someone recognized that those skills were needed within that company, and told me that despite when I started getting nervous, that despite the fact that I don't have the technical skills that a security person might need, don't worry about that, Amy. I can teach those skills, but what we need, you already have in abundance. So someone like yourself, if you can find someone that can recognize your skills and build that network up. Find yourself a mentor. There are so many people. B-Side's the fantastic place to find those people and to get that support and ways in, because it is absolutely possible. Thank you. I think I just ran out of time. But if you would like to stay in touch or anything, my email, my LinkedIn, and our company information is thereabouts. So we work with security culture. Thank you very much. Thank you.